So hello friends, today we are going to learn about AutoCAD. So what is AutoCAD and how we can draw any drawings in AutoCAD. Okay, so let's start the class. So this is the AutoCAD interface. Yes, that's we are calling it GUI, Graphical User Interface. Okay, GUI. Okay, someone says geometrical user interface, but generally we know is graphical user interface. Okay, so what is it? So the screen that you saw first time whenever you open AutoCAD is called GUI. So what is in this interface? So the first we get a start drawing options. So if we are going to click over there, we can start our drawing, or you can say the new page has opened and we can start drawings. Okay, you can see clearly we could not use any commands of AutoCAD in this page because it's a start page, welcome page. You know the welcome page every software has, you know. And the second thing is recent documents. Whatever you have completed recently or project or opened in AutoCAD, it will pop up, or you can see it will show up in this toolbar, recent documents. Okay, and if you have to open any another file which already have in your computer or in your system, so you have to go in this section. There are some commands like new, open, understand, and you can see the same things over there also, open file. So this is geometrical sorry, you can say the graphical user interface. Okay, so what we can do if we have to start drawing, so we have three methods to go in the drawing interface, or you can say the drawing start drawings in AutoCAD. So let's see what are these three methods. So the first is you can just click over there, start drawing. Okay, the second one is you can see the plus icon, the add icon, the plus icon. You can click over there, you can also open a new file of drawing, and there is also option over there. You can see the new that I have told already. You can click over there, new option, and you will say select the template and click open. It will open the drawing page and all the commands will be available to use. You can say the pop up. Now the same things, if you are going to a start page again and click start drawing, you can see the same new drawing page is pop up, or you can say the opened, and all the commands will be available to use. Okay, and the third way is the same things. If you click on the plus icon, you can do the same things. Okay, so whatever the easy method you use and you think this is the easy for me, you can choose it. There is no any difficulties for that. So now this is our main working drawing interface. Okay, and the screen that you saw over there, the graph area, is known as workspace, where we are going to draw our drawings, whatever it is, like mechanical drawing, civil drawing, architectural drawing. Okay, so any kind of drawing you can draw in this area, depend on your requirement. And the next thing is this one, the interface. You can see all the commands over there. So this is the draw command. If you have to draw any drawing, you have to use all these commands. And this is the modify. If you have already drawn any drawings or any sketches, and now you have to modify it, like rotate, copy, mirror, understand, so you have to use this one. So in this lecture we are going to start our drawing. Before that, we have to understand about some points, like some annotation, you can say some layouts of this interface. So this is known as view cube. View cube, it is used to see all the drawing in a single command. If you have drawn lots of drawing and you missed it, and if you click on top, let's take an example. So let me draw a circle over there, and let's suppose I have missed my drawing and I forgot where it is, and if I am going to click on top, my drawing will be fit into my screen. And let's take another example. If I draw another circle over there, and now I am going to click on top, so what it says, it will be zoom in all the drawings in my screen. Okay, so this is how it's work, and these are the command bars I have already told. And next, this one is the main command bar, like this is a command manager tab. The whole all these things is known as ribbons in AutoCAD. Okay, and this is the command bar. The main role of AutoCAD is, this toolbar is, if you are going to click any command, it says which command is currently running and what we have to do in next in this command. Okay, so you see I have running the circle command. I have run the circle command, and it says specify the center point for circle. So it says we have to specify our center point for circle. So let's click on the center point. If I am going to press over there as a center, now you can see clearly it says our guide, or you can say the command says circle command is running, and now we have to provide the radius of this circle. Understand? So this is how it's work. For starting, it's mandatory. I would suggest you to read all these commands and guides and then put the value according to it. Now this one is the status bar. In this toolbar there are lots of tools. You can say the toggle keys. We say in AutoCAD toggle key, TOGGLE, toggle key. Okay, so what all these toggle keys do, like it helps in drawing to make precise and perfect. So let's take an example of this also. So let me get a line command, and if I am going to click over their line, so the line command will be running, and it says specify the first point, like I have to start from here. So I am just clicking over there as a first point. Now I need the line. Let's off all this toggle key over there, and if I have to take a line straightly, and let's take an example. I am just clicking the dimension over there manually, and now you can see clearly it's look like the line has been straight completely, but it's not. You know why and how we can verify it? So there is a command known as ortho command in AutoCAD. What it says, if we are going to on it, the line will be always coming horizontally and vertically a straight way. So if I go there again and check whether our line, the previous line that we have already taken, is correct or not, you can see clearly the line has some specific angle that we have already taken. So this is how it's gonna be different from the ortho and non-ortho line. So this is why we are always using ortho command to make sure that our line is completely straight. So if we are not going to on our ortho command, or draw our line using ortho command, so this error will happen. So this mistake will be a very serious issues if your drawing is not perfect. So there will be error in manufacturing or like physical appearance. Okay, so this is happen, and there are lots of tools. We will learn how all these tools works in different conditions. So the first command is line. So let's take how line works. So there is two methods to use the line commands. The first one is either you can click your choose your mouse and just go to the line command and click on it. So if you are going to click on line command, the line command will be running. There is also another shortcut. You can see the shortcut key. Just click on your keyboard L. Just press L key on your keyboard and enter it. So the line command will run. Now it says specify the first point. The same things. I am taking top to zoom it our origin point, I am going to click over there as a first point. Now my ortho is on, so I can draw my line straight without any error in horizontal and vertical. You can say the x-axis and y-axis, negative and positive direction also. So let's take, I have to take a line of 5 length in this way. So just put the put your mouse in this direction and press the value. Let's say I am taking the distance of 10 and enter it. Now my line 10 length line has been drawn, but I could not see our whole line in a single screen. So what we can do, just go and click on the top. Your line will be fit in your screen. Now let's take another direction. So I need a line in this direction. I'm just moving my mouse cursor in this direction and just press the value. I am taking it 6 and enter it. Again you can scroll it, you're using mouse, or you can just click on top. Both option you can use. And again I am giving my mouse direction in this direction because I have to draw this line also. Same width, so I am taking 10 and enter. And now you can just put your mouse in this direction and put the value 6 again, because the height from here to here is 6. So I am getting the 6 also and enter it. Now you can see clearly our 10 by 6 line has been created, but again line command is running, but I don't need my line command right now. Okay, so how we can cancel the line command? So there is two options. The first option, you can click ESC key, you know, the escape key on your keyboard, the top left corner key, escape key. You can click on escape, or you can just right click on your mouse and this pop-up will come up. You can just cancel over there, so the command will be cancel. So these are the two methods for cancelling the commands. You can cancel any commands in these shortcuts, or you can in this method. Now we have draw the line command and we have to apply the dimension of the line commands. So how we can apply the dimension? So you can see clearly there is an annotation command, and we know annotation means to show any dimension, to show any annotation, to show any things of your drawings. So you can just go to the dimension. You can see clearly there is a dimension commands. Either you can just click on dimension, the dimension command will run, or you can just click a shortcut DIM on your keyboard and the dimension command will come up, and if I am enter, the same dimension command will run. Now same things, specify the object, select the object or specify the first extension line origin. So it says like either you can just select the whole line at once, or you can just press from where to you want, like, but you can see clearly I could not specify the end point of this line. Why? Because we have turned off our object snap, you know, the object snap. So it's already, you can see that clearly, you can understand about his name, object. So object means whatever you draw sketches is known as object, and snap, it's mean to catch any points like midpoint, end point, geometric center, node, quadrant, whatever you point you have to catch, or you can say the pick. You can use you can pick using this snap, object snap toggle key. So just turn on by clicking over there, or there is shortcut key of F3. You see the F1, F2, F3 command. So F3 is to like there you can see clearly my mouse is over there. I am clicking F3 on my keyboard. Now you can see clearly the object snap has been turned on, and you can also see it has already shown on this command bar. Let's take another example. If I am clicking again F3, and you see object snap has been off. O snap is a shortcut, and if I am again clicking F3, object snap will be on. You can see clearly on your command. And the shortcut for ortho is F8. So if I click F8, you can see ortho command is off. You can clearly see it has been offed, and if I see again, the ortho command will on. So these are the two shortcut key, F3 for object snap and F8 for ortho. So what does object snap do? So if you have to click, or you can see snap any point of any object like midpoint, end point, center point, intersection point, okay, you can just go to the line, and now you can see, since we have turned on our object snap, we can clearly or easily snap our endpoint. Now my dimension command is running, and now either you can, I already said, you can select the whole object of line or circle, whatever it is, and either you can just select the extension line. So I am going to select the first extension line of this endpoint, and the another extension line will be this endpoint. And now I can place the dimension value either inside or either outside, depend on your requirement. Just click over there. Understand? So this is how we can identify, or you can say we can apply the dimension on our drawing. Again same things, just go to the endpoint and this endpoint. I am clicking over there, and now you can place the dimension value over there. Escape it. Now if I am going to escape on my keyboard, the command will be cancelled. You can see cancel, cancel, cancel. And let's take an example. Let's see in this drawing, in this dimension, the arrowhead of this dimension will be inside, and but in this dimension the arrow will be outside. You know why? Because of the size of the arrow. But let's suppose I want the arrowhead inside of these lines, both of line. So what we can do, just click on the dimension, and you can see there is a icon, you can say the button. You can just go to this point, you do not have to click, just go there, and now you can see there is an option flip arrow. If I click over there, our arrow will be flipped. Again same thing, just go over there, you do not have to click, remind me, just go over there, and it will be always like it will pop up like this, and click on flip arrow. Now you can see it has been come up. So this is how we can apply the dimension. In the same way, we can do lots of practice using line commands. Okay, now let's move to the circle command. So these are the line things, and the same way the line and polyline is the same, but there is a difference. Let's take an example what is the difference between line and polyline. The first difference is, if I am going to click, like you can see this drawing has been created by line. Now let's take an example of the same drawing with polyline. So either you can just go over there for polyline command, click on this, you can see the P line, or you can see the polyline command will be run, or either there is shortcut key PL enter. So the polyline command will be started. And now let's take an example. I have started from here, again 10 enter, because the line has been 10, and 6 enter. I am putting the same dimension just for reference, and I am cancelled it now. Now you can see clearly that the dimension of this drawing will be the same, but the issue is the first drawing has been created using line command, and the second using polyline command. So let's take an example. If I check the dimension, you can see clearly the both dimension is be equal, because we have applied the same value. Okay, but now how can we understand what is the difference between line and polyline? But you can see clearly there is no physical changes in both drawings, since it is already created using line and polyline, but we could not identify. So how we can identify the line, this line has been created using polyline, and this line has been created by line? So there is an option, or there is a like tools, or you can say the hack. If you click on this drawing, you can see clearly the line has been selected only once, but if you go and click over there, you can see the line has been created selected all the drawings. You know why? Because polyline is a continuous line. So if you draw any line using polyline, like I am clicking over there and escape it, if I am going to select this line, the whole line will be selected, but wherever you have entered the value, it will be detect the point. But same things, if you go on line command and click 1 2 3 4 and escape it, and if I am going to select the line, you can see this line has been selected, but not all this line. So for select all this line, you have to click again to select all this line. But in the POLYLINE, if I am going to click at once, all the line will be selected in a single pathway. Understand? So these are the first difference between line and POLYLINE. And the other difference is, if I am going to click POLYLINE command and click on a first start point, now you can see there is lots of option: arc, half width, length, width, you know. So in POLYLINE there is a lots of commands we can use using POLYLINE also inside the POLYLINE. So if I am going to take a line from here to here, and now I don't need the line, I need the arc. So just click on arc. Now you can see clearly we can draw an arc, but you see the only arc has been created in this direction, not in this direction. Why? Because ortho command has been on. So if I off our ortho command, now you can see clearly the free hand arc creating using POLYLINE command. Understand? So now let's take an example. I have created the arc, but I don't need arc right now. I need POLYLINE, but I don't want to cancel the command. So what we can do, just to go over there on the command bar, you can see the line command, line option. There is a line option in the same tool, POLYLINE command. So click on the line. Now you can see the line will be running, and I need the straight line. So what we can do, just click on the ortho. Now you can see clearly it has been running the line and a straight line, and now I have created it, the whole drawing at a single command using POLYLINE command. And if I am going to select this arc, you can see clearly all the lines of or arc has been selected at once. So these are the difference between line and POLYLINE. Okay, I think now you got it. Now moving towards the circle command. So in AutoCAD there is a lots of way to draw a circle. So these are 6 methods, you can say the 6 way to draw circle. So the first one is center radius. So if you have a drawing, or if you have any imagination, or you have a specific values, so like I need a circle of 10 diameter, 10 radius. Okay, so you can just click this command for radius, and just click this command, the second one, center diameter, for diameter circle. So let's take an example of center radius. For center radius, just go to this circle command, and there is a small arrowhead beside the circle. Just click on it, and you can see all these commands. Okay, just click on circle radius or center radius, and now see the command bar. What does it say? Specify the center point for circle. So let's take the center point. I am clicking over there, and now it says specify the radius of circle. So I am just putting the value radius is, let's take 6, or let's take 5 and enter. So you can see clearly 5 radius circle has been created. Now let's take an example. We have to apply the dimension of 5 radius. How we can apply the dimension? The same way, using annotation command. You can see there is a small annotation of dimension. Just click on the small arrowhead, and you can see there is the option of radius. Just click on it. Now see the command bar says select the arc or circle. So I don't have arc, I have a circle. So click on circle, and now you can clearly see the dimension 5 radius has been come up, and we can assign wherever we required. So let's take over there. Understand how we can provide the center radius circle and assign the dimension? Now take this another method, center diameter. Click on it. Again same, specify the center point for circle. I am putting the center point. Now you can clearly see on this way, specify the diameter for circle. So let's take the diameter is 12 and enter it. So you can see the 12 diameter circle has been created. For measuring that circle, either you can click dimension and select the circle and assign the dimension, or you can also go over there and click the diameter and you can assign it. Okay, so there is a question arise. For diameter we are using this one, but for radius we are using from here. Why? Because in AutoCAD this dimension command will default measure the diameter value, not the radius. Okay, so let's take an example. If I am click dimension and select the circle, it will automatically detect the diameter, not the radius. Okay, so if you have to show the radius value, we have to go over there and put the specific radius dimension value from here. And if you have to measure a specific diameter value of arc or circle, you can go over there also. Understand? So this is why we are not using radius from dimension command, this command. Understand? Now let's move towards the next way of drawing circle, which is known as 2-point circle. So let's take an example. We have a drawing 10-6, and now we have to draw a circle from this end point to this end point. And in a very simple method, using 2-point circle, just click on it, we can assign the first point and see second end point of the circle diameter. I'm just clicking over there. You can see clearly a very simple method to draw the circle using 2-point. Okay, now go to the another 3-point option. So in the same way, either you can click first, second and third point, you can draw a circle. Or let's take an example. Go to the 3-point circle, and the first end point will be this midpoint of the line, second will be this, the third will be this end point of this midpoint of the line. And now you can clearly see wherever we have clicked, the line has been touched at the end of this point that we have clicked. You can see clearly. So this is how we can create a 3-point circle using this command, 3-point circle command. Now there is an option of tan radius. So the tan means tangent radius. So like you can see the clearly an example. There is one arc and one circle, and another red color circle has been created by partially touching both circle of any specific radius value of circle. So if we have any drawing, like let's take an example like this. If we have a two circle or any object do not require any circle. Let's take an example. If I have a circle, let's take the circle over there and take a rectangle, or you can say take a line. Okay, and now let's take an example. We have to draw a circle by touching partially, you can see the tangent of this circle and this line of some specific. Let's take an example of 1 radius. Okay, so how we can draw? So just go to the tangent radius, or you can say the tan radius circle, and see the command bar says specify the point on object for the first tangent of circle. So I am just clicking the first tangent point on this circle, and the second point for the circle tangent is this line, on this line. And now you see clearly the command bar says specify the radius value. I am putting the radius values of 2, and you can see clearly we could not create a circle of 2 radius. You know why? Because we could not create a parallel circle of the same dimension, or you can say the distance between from here to here might be very low. You can see the shortest diameter will be 4.09. So we have to assign the value more than 2, like 2.1, 2.2. Understand? So go to this one again, tan radius, click on the first tangent, second tangent. Let's take 2.5 and enter. And now you can see the 2.5 radius circle has been created, just partially touching of this both line and circle. Again click the radius and assign this one. Understand? So this is how you can draw a circle with some specific radius with by partially touching of the two objects. Again take an example, tan radius. First tangent will be this, second tangent will be this. Let's take 3 radius and enter it. Now you can see the both line has been partially touched. We do not require to just a specific click on this point. You can click over there, tangent point, and this one tangent point. It will automatically detect the tangent of the both line and create a circle of your specific value radius. Understand? Now there is a next method, tan means tangent. So it can draw a circle by clicking 3 tangent, or inside or outside. Let's take an outside example. So you can see clearly there is a 3 circle. See, first, second and third. And now I have to create a, or you can say that draw a circle by partially touching this circle and this circle. Just go to the tan circle, first tangent, second tangent and third tangent. You can see a circle has been created by touching partially all these 3 circles. Now let's take an example. I need to create a circle, another circle by tangent of this circle and this circle. So what we can do? The same way. Go to this tangent. First tangent will be this side, second tangent will be this side, and third tangent will be this side. Now you can see clearly a tangent circle has been created outside of this circle by partially touching both 3 circles. Understand? So these are the 6 methods of for drawing circle commands, also circle. Now let's move forward to the arc. So you can see clearly there is a lots of method for drawing arc. So let's take one by one. The first one is 3-point arc. Click on 3-point arc, and for arc you can see the command bar. Specify the start point. Let's take a start point. The second point will be the mid of the arc, and the third point will be end of the arc. So you can draw freehand using this command, 3-point arc. Now there is a start point, center and end. So let me tell you something. In AutoCAD, the angle will be automatically goes in anti-clockwise direction. There is a default angle settings in AutoCAD. It automatically goes in anti-clockwise direction. So if we have to draw an arc using a start and center, or a start center end command using the of the arc, you have to provide the start point over there, always in this direction. Do not require to just click over there, in this direction. Understand? And end point will be always in anti-clockwise. Let's take how it's draw. So if I am going to select the start, center, end, you can see clearly the first start point. In this example, the first point, second point and third point. The first point will be the start point, second point will be the center point, and the third point will be the end point. So if I am going to provide the start point over there and the center point in this direction, so the arc will be start in this way. And you can see clearly the arc is only drawing in 90 degree, like 90, 180, 270. Understand? Why? Because ortho is on. So if we off the ortho command, we can clearly see the end point of the arc. Understand? So if we require to put the arc in this point, you can just click over there, the arc end point will be there. So see, the arc start point will be there, center point will be there and end point will be there. What if we provide the start point over there and center point over in this direction? So let's see what happens. Just to go to the center, start, center, end, provide the start point over there, but I am not going to provide the center point in this direction. I am putting in this direction. So what will happen? It will create a arc in anti-clockwise direction. Like you can say that it is the anti-clockwise direction, but you can say that in this direction, because we have provided the center point over there and a start point over there, so it will be created in this direction. That we have already told you, the arc will be created always in anti-clockwise direction. Understand? It is a default setting of AutoCAD. So this is how we can create a start, center, end arc. Now the another way, start, center, angle. So first we have to provide the start point. I am going this direction, center, and the angle. You can see clearly specify included angle. So angle, and you know, in this direction the angle will be always 0. Remember these things. In x direction or in the right direction, the angle will be always 0 by default, and same in upward direction 90, in x negative direction you can say the left side 180, in downward side 270, and again if it's come like the whole area 360 degree. So if we required, let's take an example. I am taking 120 degree angle and I put there. So you can see clearly the 120 degree arc has been created, and how we can measure the angle of this arc will be 120. So for that, either you can click dimension and there is an angular option. Just click on the arc. Now you can clearly see the angle of this arc will be 120, because we have taken already 120 of the arc. So this is how we can assign, or either you can just go over there is a arc, no, sorry, the angular option, select the arc and you can assign the value. Understand? Now just go to the another option, start, center, and length. So just clicking the start point, center over there, and length. So this length we say the chord length. You see, specify the length of the chord, and we know the circle end to end point will be known as the chord, and the maximum chord length will be the diameter of the circle. So if I provide the value exceed the diameter of this circle value, the arc will not be created. Understand? So you can just put the value according to your requirement. Understand? And this end to end value will be the chord length. You can put the value on your keyboard also, you can just click manually. The next is a start and an angle. The same way, first a start point, same size and end point, and the angle the same way, but just the point has been changed. So let's take an example how this works. So let's take this one as example. So the start point will be this, end point will be this, and angle will be like this one. How much angle has been drawn in this direction. Understand? Let's take an example how it's created. So go to the R command, start and angle. Let's take an example of this drawing. I am clicking the start point and the end point over there. Now you can clearly see this is the 0 degree angle, and if I go in this direction 90 degree angle arc, 180 degree angle arc. Understand? So if I put the value 180 and enter it, the 180 degree arc length arc angle has been created by using end to end point. Okay, so this is how we can create. Now the same thing, start and direction. So in this method there is no specific value we have to put, just put the start point and end point, and if you required arc in this direction or in this direction, just move your cursor towards it and just press the key. So this arc will mostly used in civil engineering to make the drawing gate, the gate of 2D plan gate, door gate, you can say whatever you say, door or gate. So this is the mostly used in that way. Let's take a start and radius. So I am putting the start value and end value and putting the radius. So let's take an example of 5 radius. You can see clearly the 5 radius arc will not created. You know why? Because of the length. You can see clearly there is a length of this line will be 13.9, almost 14. So the half of the line should be max to 7 or something. So again going to start and radius, clicking the start. Let's take it inside the circle, inside the line. So I am putting the start value from here and end value from here. So arc will be created inside it. Let's put the value 7 radius and enter. You can clearly see 7 radius of arc has been created. Understand? So this is how we can create it. If I have to assign the dimension, you just go to the dimension and you can see clearly the 7 radius of arc has been created from end to end. Now center, start, end, the same way, just point has been changed. Start, center, end, and center, start, end, both are the same. Center, start, and end. First we have to click the center point, then a start point, and then end point. Center, start, angle, the same way. Center point, the start point, and angle. Put the angle. Let's take an example of 150 and enter it. So the 150 degree angle has been created. You can just go and check over there also. And a start, center, length, same way. Start point, sorry, center, start, or length, center, start, and the length of the chord. Understand? Now there is a continue command. So continue says the last arc has been created. Wherever the last arc has been created, the arc will be started from there, and this arc will be freely created. It doesn't have any specific value or arc length or chord length. Understand? Again click on continue, it will start from the last point. Okay, so these are the arc. So in this tutorial we have completed 4 commands: line, polyline, circle, and arc. So using these commands, do practice, and if you have any doubts, just comment below and I will answer soon. Thanks for watching, and if you have to learn more, just stay on this channel. We will learn in upcoming videos of all these remaining tools. Understand? Again, thank you very much.